All right, now we're going to take a look at Stillborn. The first thing to talk about with this song is the tuning. We're going to tune down a half step. So here's how your guitar should sound. Low E string should sound like this. Next string, the A string. D string. Here's the G. B string. And you guessed it, here's the high E string. So now we're tuned down a half step. All right, here's the main riff. So I'm only playing one note, and that note is F sharp, found on the second fret of the low E string. I'm going to play that 5 times, and then an additional 5 times. Those two groups of 5 hits on that F sharp make up one measure. And we're just going to do that over and over again. Now we're also going to try and create some pinched harmonics with that F sharp note. So each time we play the riff, it can sound slightly different depending on which pinched harmonics we create. So there's the main riff. Following the main riff, we're going to play a B section, which sounds like this. So here we've moved down to the key of E. I'm going to play an E power chord on the bottom 3 strings. Open E, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D string. I'll play that chord once and then play the bottom E string open 2 times. I'll then play that phrase 4 times. After playing it 4 times, we're going to change it up slightly. I'll play the chord, open string, and back to the E chord. So if we put all that together, here's how it sounds. And then we go back to the F sharp note for 2 measures. Back to the riff from E. Now after playing the B section for the first time in the song, we go back to the intro. After playing it for the second time, we'll go into the chorus. And here's how the chorus sounds. So we start the chorus with an F sharp power chord played on the 2nd fret of the low E, 4th fret A, 4th fret D string. Now a D power chord with A in the bass. Open A, open D, 2nd fret G, 3rd fret B string. Now we're going to play a D sus2 chord. Open D string, 2nd fret G, 5th fret on the B string. And now we're going to play some octaves. They'll sound like this. So we're going to start with the note B. We'll play that on the 2nd fret of the A string along with the 4th fret of the G string. So we're going to have to mute out the D string. We do not want the D string to ring. So I cover that up with my first finger. Just lightly press the D string with the first finger so that you do not hear that string ringing out. So we'll play that B, slide it up 1 fret to C, back 1 fret to B. And we'll do that slide, that octave shape, 2 times. So here's what we've done so far for the chorus. Now we'll play an A power chord, open A, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G string. So here's what we've done so far now. Now we repeat the first 3 chords. And then we'll hit an E power chord 7 times. These will be in 8th notes, so we'll count like this. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. That E power chord is played low E string, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D string. So the second half of the chorus sounds like this. And if we put that all together, here's what we've done. And if we do that whole round 2 times, that gives us the chorus. So let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the chorus. Now let's take a look at the solo. We're going to be in the key of F sharp. We'll learn one small piece at a time and then try and put it all together. So here's the first phrase. So I'm doing a trill. That's when we just do a hammer-on and a pull-off quickly between the 7th and the 9th fret on the A string. And then I'm just going to do a slide up on the B string and then down on the low E string. And that doesn't have to be very accurate. I'm sure every time that style of riff is played, it's going to be slightly different. It's more of an attitude thing. We just want to slide up on the B, down on the low E. Okay, so here's what we've just done. Next phrase. Seven to 9 on the A string, 7-9 on the D, bend up a half step from the 9th fret and then back down, and then we're going to bend back up slowly and strike that string and then release the bend. Sounds like this. Ending the phrase on the 7th fret of the D string. Okay, so here's the phrase we just learned. Here's the next phrase. So what we're doing here is we're playing 12, 14, 14 on the low E string. On the A string, 12, 14, slide up to 15. 14, 16, 16 on the A string. 14, 16, 14 on the D. And then 16, pull off to 14 on the G string, and then bend 16 up a full step. Here's the next phrase. So here we're playing 14, 16, 16 on the A string. Same thing on the D string, 14, 16, 16. Same thing on the G, 14, 16, 16. Now to the B string, 14, 17. This time we're going to play 17, bend up a full step, come back down, pull off to the 14th fret, and then bend up a full step from the 17th fret of the B once again. So the whole phrase goes like this. Next idea. So we start this idea with a repetitive lick. We're going to play 4 notes and then repeat those 4 notes 4 times. 14th fret of the high E string, 17, 14, that'll be a pull-off on the B string, and then I'll bend up a full step from the 17th fret of the B string and then repeat those 4 notes 4 times. So the whole thing would sound like this. Now I'm going to play 14 on the high E, 17 pull off to 14 on the B. Now 17 on the high E, slide up to 20 and back to 17. Now we're going to go back to the 14th fret and then we're going to hammer on 14, 17, pull off to 14. That's also on the high E, followed by this phrase, 17B, 14 high E, 17B, 14 high E once again, 17 on the high E. Now this hammer on and pull off phrase, 16, 17, 16, 14 on the high E. So I just picked the first note there and hammer on and pull off the rest. Now 17 on the B, 14 on the high E, 16, 17, 16, 14 on the high E. And then I end the whole phrase by playing on the 17th fret of the B string, going to bend up a full step. We'll do a wide vibrato here. All right, so let's go back a little bit. Let's start from the 4-note phrase that we repeat 4 times. Now we're going to move down to 2nd position. I'm going to do a bend on the 4th fret of the G string. That'll be a full step. And then I'm going to play 2, 5, 2 as a hammer-on and then a pull-off on the B string. We'll do that phrase, that 4-note phrase, 3 times. Now, after playing that 3 times, I'm going to hold the bend on the 4th fret of the G string, and then I'm going to strike that bend a total of 4 more times, release it, and then play the 2nd fret of the G string. So the whole idea would go like this. For the final phrase, we're going to do a legato run on the top 2 strings in the key of F sharp minor. Sounds like this. So we're going to start on the B string, 3, 5, 7, and that will be a hammer-on. High E string, 4, 5, 7, hammer-on. For each of these runs, we're only going to pick the first note of each string. So now moving on, we'll play 5, 7, 9 on the B string. Just pick the first note. 5, 7, 9 on the high E. B string, 7, 9, 10. E string, 7, 9, 10. B string, 9, 10, 12. E string, 9, 10, 12. Now B string, 10, 12, 14. E string, 10, 12, 14. Repeat those 6 notes 2 times. That gives us a total of 3 times that we play those final 6 notes. And we end the whole solo by bending from the 17th fret of the B string up a full step. All right, let's go back now and try and put all of this together. All right, well that gives you all of the parts for Stillborn.